Thank you. Did someone actually put their discharge online and said, "Come get me"? Did they actually do that? Who is that person? Do we know their name?
I'll give you the citation. To
Well,
the
let's
article.
make them famous right here. What is their name? We'll get it later. We'll publicly let the world know who this person is. The website. I'm a little confused now. I mean, I'm not the best person to tell you about the internet, that's for darn sure. Of the 30,000 people who are viewing this, were most of them doing bad things, or were they just talking as Marines, Secretary?
The numbers that we are looking at right now is the majority of them were not involved in this activity.
So the posting of photos, sometimes somebody took a photo of a young female Marine. How many of the 30,000 went to that part of it?
The number that we're carrying is about 500, but the investigation remains ongoing.
I'm agreeing with the general, one is too many, but I'm just trying to get my head around what is this what was the purpose of this website?
Marines United was initiated 5 or 6 years ago with good purposes in mind, and that was to support Marines who were suffering from PTSD and post coming out of combat action.
So these websites started with a good purpose, and some people have hijacked it, basically. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sergeant Major, you got a 14-year-old daughter.
Yes, sir.
What would you tell someone who has a 14-year-old daughter that doesn't know as much about the Marines as you do about whether that daughter should join the Marines?
First off, sir, I'm ashamed of the actions of this website. We recruit Marines, as I said before, 30,000 a year. And I can assure that parent, mother or father, that the chain of command in the Marine Corps, the leadership, we're going to do everything we can.
Would you tell those parents send their daughter to the Marines, given what we know today?
Yes, sir, and I can assure them that myself, the commandant, and the leadership, we're going to pave a way that's respectful.
What would you say? What would you say to that young woman, General, who's thinking about joining the Marines?
I can understand why they would have some questions.
Don't you think this has kind of stepped all over recruiting of young women?
Senator, we're talking to our recruiting folks because the irony of all this is we're trying to increase the number of women in the Marine Corps.
Right, and
This certainly, I would say, is not
right.
helpful.
I would say this is devastatingly bad. Would you agree with me that this is one of the darkest chapters in the history of the Marine Corps, even though there's maybe 500 people involved?
We have not distinguished ourselves in this affair. No.
Having said that, you're the finest fighting force in the history of the world, pound for pound, the United States Marine Corps. You have a honored tradition, but every organization has dark moments. Do you agree with me this is one of the darkest moments and it needs to be fixed?
Yes, Senator.
There's two ways to get people to do better. Appeal to the better nature, Sergeant Major Green. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely, sir.
And scare the hell out of them.
Yes, sir.
General, do you believe that people are sufficiently afraid of degrading their fellow female Marines as of this moment?
Based on their actions, no. No, Senator.
Will you promise me that there will be a lot of fear coming?
We will do all we can to hold people accountable.
Okay. The Marine hymn says, first to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. Do you believe you're in a fight to keep that honor clean?
Absolutely, Senator, we have to.
Are you committed to winning that fight?
I am.
Thank you.